Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's up? What is up? I hope all is. Hope you guys are doing well. It is our Friday, Flamingo Friday. I know. I've got my shirt. I forgot to put it on. Like we've been kind of dealing with the kiddos. You could probably kind of hear them in the background. My youngest has the iPad, and she's not really listening too well. And I'm like, hey, we got stuff we got to do. We're going to be going to the Arvest ballpark tonight. They've got some sort of boo fest, some sort of Halloween stuff going on. So we're going to be there tonight. So obviously this stream won't be too long. I'm going to try and keep it under somewhere between 30 and 45 minutes. I always say that. How often do I say that and actually keep to that? Not very often. So anyways, hope you guys had a great week. Monday was a fun show. A little bit of an update. I Discord knows about this already. I will not be doing a halftime show tomorrow night, and I will not be doing a post-game show. Long story short, my wife and I are going to spend some time together. We actually have a kid-free night, and I'm going to be real with you. If I'm being completely honest, we might get 2 of those a year. So for those of you who have kids, especially 2 girls, 4 and 7 or around that age, you get it. You get it. You're like, no, I get it. So I'm gonna take this weekend off, and then I'm gonna go back. I expect a complete mud stomping. Sunday I'll go back and rewatch it. Unfortunately, I'm gonna go back and watch it on Sunday, and then Monday we'll have our live show. Kind of that'll be our reaction. So that's what's gonna happen this weekend. Unfortunately, no post-game show here tomorrow night and no halftime show over on the Hog Talk Podcast Facebook page. So, I know, it sucks. I apologize. We will be back. Trying to spit that all out at once. We will be back. So, also, if you guys haven't already, we've talked about it before, the Pig Trail Podcast is a thing. It's happening. It's pretty cool. I'm dumping the shows here, and I'm maybe some of you are listening through Spotify right now, but I'm dumping these shows, the live shows, on Spotify. I'm trying to get everywhere I can, but right now iTunes is kind of holding out. I don't know. These things are complicated. It's never as easy as it should be. So I'm gonna change to my flamingo shirt here in just a second. I'm gonna give you guys a little something here on the screen. Let you guys listen to something, and while that screen is up, I'm gonna mute my mic, throw my flamingo shirt on. I forgot. Like I said, I've been kind of busy, little hectic today. But yeah, again, the podcasts are up. They're available only on Spotify as it stands right now. Thursday, I have a show up. It's exclusive to the podcast only, to the Pig Trail Podcast. Exclusive again, only to Spotify at this moment, but you can only get that there, until somebody else picks me up. But I have the very first, what I call, I guess, Thirsty Thursdays is all I could really come up with. So Thirsty Thursday show is up and running, and hope you guys like it. All right, so yeah, Arkansas is playing tonight. This is, again, it's when you've got games like this, an exhibition, it's not available, but I think it's still up. I was going to pull that information up. I think it's available, or not available on TV, but obviously I think Chuck's there, I think. I was trying to pull that up. Let's see. Here it is. This is from the ArkansasRazorbacks.com. Southwestern Oklahoma State University, the Bulldogs. Them pesky Bulldogs. The second and final exhibition for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Of course, they're 1-0 in the exhibition games. Let's see. Win tonight, 7 p.m. Where? Bud Walton, of course. How to follow. Oh, there is no radio. I'm sorry. There's no radio and no video. I'm a little surprised by that. Pinto, if you follow him on Twitter, he will have that up. He's going to be there, and he's going to stream it. I don't know how the U of A feels about that. I hope they never catch him. I hope he does this all the time. Well, because look, not everybody has access to the games, right? And how cool is that to at least see what's happening on the floor? And there's a lot of games, and not all the games, not everyone's going to have full access to the games. Hell, I don't know what my forecast looks like as far as being able to watch the game. So Pinto is the man. I don't know what kind of phone he has, but it's got to be pretty spectacular to because he could go I'm pretty sure he gets 75% of the games. So when I went to the Red White Barnhill Arena, I was actually kind of looking around because I would pull up his stream on my phone and I'd try to map it out like there in front of me. Like, where's he at? I'm going to find Pinto. I'm going to figure out I'm going to find him. He'll be the only guy doing this for the whole period of time, right? Like, he's going to be the only guy holding his hands up. So, but I couldn't find him. And I sat, I did figure out I was on the opposite side, way up top in the bleachers. Had a couple of you guys talk to a few of you, actually. Really cool. Really nice to meet some of you. All right. So Arkansas playing Alabama. Yeah, it's going to be, not going to be fun. It's as of right now. And it's probably not going to change tomorrow, but Alabama, according to the ESPN Football Power Index, is favored at 98.9%. Holy cow. That has got to be the only SEC on SEC FPI index figures that's got to be the only time that's happened all year. It's got to be. And I look at quite a few of them, not just the Arkansas. I kind of like to mess around. I don't think I've seen Vanderbilt pick this low. Again, it is Alabama. It's not like everybody in the SEC has played Alabama, and it's at Alabama, and there's, I get it. There's certain circumstances, but Arkansas is just that level of bad. It wouldn't really matter. What does it go down? What does the FPI go down to if this was in Fayetteville or Little Rock? I mean, let's be real. Like 0.5%? I don't know. They are going to be playing a backup quarterback. That's what has some people buying into the fact that this could happen. Look, if you guys know me, I'm only certain that nothing is certain. That's the only thing I'm certain of in life. Nothing is you've got to play it out on the field. But let's be real. I completely agree with the FPI that Arkansas has a 1.1% chance of winning this ball game. I think that's perfect. Miracles have happened. But this would be, I don't know, this would have to be like it'd be the biggest win in Arkansas history. It'd be the biggest upset in Arkansas history, or maybe even Alabama history, although I know they've got Louisiana Monroe, and I'm not really familiar with their upset history over there. But this would be unbelievable, but it's just not going to happen. So actually today, and I wanted to pull that up, and I don't have it. Really quick, hang on. I'm going to play this video for you guys so I can change into the flamingo shirt. I know chat, you guys are rocking and rolling over there, and I haven't read any of you. Kelly Marie, how you doing? Yay for kids free time. She gets it. It's like we don't get it. I don't really put our personal life out there very much. Although I've had some people ask me that I should do like these like what do you call them? Where you go around and like tape your day or film your day, and I'm like, no one cares about that with me. Okay, I just talk about the Razorbacks. No one wants to watch me take my kids to the dentist. That's not a thing. I might show some pictures on the chat there. I might show some pictures in the community section of this channel, but like I'm not gonna. No one wants to watch that, right? But we try to stay pretty private. A lot of I live here in Springdale, over here in the what we called in high school, because I was a Fayetteville Purple Dog, we called it Chickendale. But I've kind of Springdale's grown on me quite a bit. There's good people over here. There really is. There's good people, but we don't get very many of these. Like straight up, we don't get very many. Like I said, maybe between 2 and 4 nights the entire year where our kids aren't here. So it's a big deal. It's like a big deal. Like we're panicking because we don't know what we're gonna do. It's like, do we want to go to the movies? We're trying to save some money. Do we want to maybe rent a movie? Do we want to just buy some popcorn, some candy, and have dinner here and watch a movie? Like, what do we do? Oh my God, we don't know. So that's kind of where we're at. That's the state of things in the Hudson household right now. But so that's why we won't be live tomorrow. And I know there's some of you that are going to be disappointed about that because those chats are awesome. So I know some of you are getting into basketball. Really quick, let me play this clip, and then we'll be back. It's not very long. So here we go.
Will there be an effort to get Talia into the game just to expedite his progression?
We're focused on winning the game. All right, so we're going to try to win the game, and we're going to play the best players that we can play to win the game. And we're not assuming that it's going to be an easy game, and we're not assuming that we'll have opportunity just to play anybody that wants to play. to expedite anything except winning the game. So we're going to play everybody who can expedite winning the game. That's what we're going to do. So I don't think anybody should expect us to do anything else.
Will there be an effort to get
Oh my God. Unfortunately, I couldn't hear it on my end, but I know what went down. You know, when I play that on my end, I can't hear it. I can't hear the sound, but that was absolutely amazing. I mean, that guy. You know, we were talking about this. Porter and myself were talking about this before we recorded, and he thinks that the Clemson loss or Clemson kind of dethroning Bama has gotten to him. I don't think that's the case. I don't. Like, it's not like the guy hasn't lost games before. You know, it's just one of those things where I think that's just Nick Saban. I remember his days at LSU, and I've talked to Michigan State fans that said he was no different then. Like, I don't know that he's ever kind of stormed off like that. I've never heard that, but at LSU, I've seen videos where he was not pleasant with the media. Saban needs to get something. How do you like that? Switched into my pink flamingo shirt. The Flamingo Friday commences. Let's see. All right, party at home, says David McDaniel. Man, we're going to have to do something. I don't know, maybe find out. Because, see, our friends don't have this issue with finding sitters. We do. We don't want to burden anybody. Our kids are a handful. We just don't want to burden anybody. Just pleased with the coin toss. I don't know. I'm behind on chat. I'm sorry. All right, so Alabama, Arkansas. Like I said, Alabama favored at 98%. The spread is currently 31.5. I'm not taking it. Arkansas is not covering the spread. I'm not doing that anymore. I said that last week. Not doing it. I don't care. They got a backup quarterback. There's no stability with this team still. You know, we're about to sound like broken records, and I do, especially because I do this. How many times a week do I sit here and either record or go live? Like 4 or 5 times a week, you know, sit here and say the same thing over and over. Arkansas is just dead in the water, right? I mean, there's the hope is, you know, that glimmer of hope at the end of the hallway, the light at the end of the hallway. It's not there. Like, recruiting was that light. It's not there. Guys are dropping. Even though there might have been some conditions with French's decommitment, supposedly there's some stuff out there. We're not going to. You know, I don't want to get into all that, but supposedly Arkansas's camp, the media here is saying something, the Tennessee media is saying something different. I'm not going to get into that, but French Eason already committed now to Tennessee, and I think McDonald is pending. What's going to be interesting to see is if Tennessee keeps with those two, if McDonald sticks at Mississippi State. And does that tell you that Arkansas was truly the only school? Now, I may be wrong. Maybe McDonald already committed to Tennessee. I don't know. He's a gifted player. They're all three. Look, I'm going to say the same thing that I say all the time with these 16, 17, 18-year-old kids. I wish them the best. I no ill will towards them whatsoever. You know, it just is what it is. It sucks for Arkansas fans. You know, it's your recruiting is dropping right in front of you. Although, so far, this 2020 class, Arkansas is in the middle of the pack as far as players decommitting. Florida has 8 decommitments through the 2020 class so far. 8. And there's I think there's 4 other schools ahead of Arkansas with more decommitments, programs that are doing a lot better than Arkansas. So maybe the sky isn't falling, but I still feel like more will decommit. I don't know, outside of telling these kids, look, you see how bad things are, we need you, you're going to come in and you're going to play. Look, a lot of these kids are. You know, you talk about the linebackers, yeah, if whoever they get, they're gonna probably get an opportunity to at least see some playing time. They're gonna rotate, maybe special teams or something. Maybe one of them red shirt. Speaking of linebackers, we're gonna go to recruiting really quick. Aaron Moore, you guys may remember him, out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, part of this 2020 class. He's ranked outside the top 1,000. I'm going to be real with you. On paper, and I've actually not seen any highlights on Aaron Moore, but I don't think, from the people that I've been talking to, he's not the caliber of athlete at this current time that these other kids that have now committed to Tennessee are. That's just supposedly not the case. He's the number 43 ranked player in the state of Tennessee. He's the number 109th ranked outside linebacker. And again, according to 24/7 Sports, not the composite score, but to their exclusive score, they have him ranked at 1484. 1,484. Again, that doesn't mean everything. We know that, and that's why I don't put all my eggs in that basket. Star power doesn't mean everything. But then you look at the teams that are continuously in the playoffs, the teams that were, playing for the championship. Those teams, what do they all have in common? Most of them, they're racked with top 5, top 3, top 8 kind of talent. Recruiting ranking kind of talent. But anyways, he's out of Oakland High School, 6'3.5", 225 pounds. He's got, I think, 8 offers, I believe. No, 9. He has a committable offer to Memphis. I'm not really sure. I know Mizzou has an offer on the table for him. I'm not sure if it's committable, but Arkansas's back in on him. I think we all know why. But there's only one other Power 5 school that's interested in, or no, 2. I'm sorry. Well, I don't know if you count. I don't count the Rutgers as a Power 5 program. I just don't. I know they beat Arkansas twice, but my God, everybody's beating Arkansas. But the Rutgers, Purdue, and Mizzou. So he's got 4 Power 5 offers. And then you've got Memphis, who's all over him, supposedly. I think he's athletic from everything I've read and been told about him. He's athletic. He could certainly mold into a solid player. He really likes Fayetteville and the facilities and everything. But right now he has 2 crystal ball predictions. And those were earlier this year, Danny West and Trey Biddy. Even back in March, they predicted him to commit to Arkansas. Of course, so much has changed since then. But I don't know that I see that changing. I'm not really sure. Arkansas went away from him because of the Memphis 3. Now they're kind of tilting back towards him. I mean, we're not dumb, He's not dumb, I'm sure, but I think he's a good, solid prospect. I'll say that, and he's someone you could probably mold into something. If Rutgers isn't Power 5, are we? ? We are, because we play in a Power 5, and when you talk about the value as a football program, look, they're still valued in the top 15, top 20. The Rutgers probably, I'd be surprised if they're in the top 50, according to Forbes. Arkansas is a Power 5. They're just horrific. They're terrible. Is Urban Meyer feeling better? ? I'm not sure. Hey, everybody, don't forget to smash the like button. Thank you so much, QTZ. You the man. So, please do. I didn't do my intro. I'm so bad about that with these live streams. It's just, I don't know. Like, comment, share the content. Check out all the links down below. To all the new Patreon. Well, we added 1 new Patreon member. I'll pull that name up here in just a second. But we're up to, I think, 5. We're doing really well over there. Hey, I'll take that all day long. And we got a donation this week, too. So you guys are rocking it. I really do appreciate every single one of you. I applaud the fact that you always have fresh material after the same crappy results every week. What the heck? What the heck will you do if we win? Alex, who's also in our Discord. I love it when Discord people come through, man. I love that. Why does Florida have so many decommits? Yeah, you know what? Dan Mullen's last year, last I saw maybe it changed. Sometimes the scores change. I don't know why. I guess, they add players who sign after the official signing period in February, so they go back and they kind of recalculate, I guess, some of the classes. But last year, or maybe it was the year before last, or no, it was last year. They didn't have, like, Arkansas finished right there with them in total, like, recruiting rankings. I may have to go look at that, but it's strange. Florida's probably not where they want to be as a program. Their fans, they want to be in the SEC championship. That's the caliber they believe they are, and they are. Thanks to Steve Spurrier in the 90s, they truly are that caliber of a program where they should be competing every other year with Georgia, at least in the SEC East, to play in the championship. So now here you have this issue where they're struggling, even with how bad Florida State is, even with how bad Miami is. You can't tell me Lane Kiffin's not taking their players at FAU. I'm not really sure what's going on. And the strange thing is at Mississippi State, you feel like he definitely upped the recruiting expectations there, right? I mean, like they're kind of down near the back with Arkansas, and he was able to his ability to evaluate. I've listened to him talk about evaluating players and then actually developing them. Scouting, evaluating, and then developing them when it gets here. Those are the things that matter in developing them into NFL prospects. He's like Houston Nutt +1. He's like Houston Nutt 2.0, only if Houston Nutt was just a better overall coach. I mean, let's be real. Houston Nutt did some great things at Arkansas. He never had him ranked #1 in the country. And to do that at Mississippi State, oh, my God. Holy cow. So I don't know why he hasn't been able to do that at Florida. With the recruiting that he did at Mississippi State, you would think that would magnify at that program, especially with all the other schools around them in the state that are terrible, outside of UCF, but they're getting transfers. Like, they're relying on transfers. So I can't figure it out. I don't know what's going on. Now, this year, maybe they're tracking better in recruiting. Again, I don't have all that pulled up right now. But Titarian, is it Titarian? Am I saying that right? Collins says, I won't repeat verbatim for those of you listening on the podcast later on. But, man, blank this game. I just want the Denver Broncos to start Brandon Allen. That's a good one. J-Red, Asa, you break my heart with your truth. Uh-oh, what did Asa say? Asa is a truth speaker, guys. He's someone, if I could hand out badges, and I'm sure you probably can here, I'd have to give him as a truth speaker. That guy brings it. Isn't it funny how we thought we could possibly go to a bowl game? Oh, man. Hey, I've said that time and time again here. Coming into the year, I was 5-7, 4-8 going into. I was 4-8 going into fall camp in my mind. I had it I have notes written down where I'm like, I'm still at 4-8. I'm still at 4-8, and even that now is laughable. But coming out of the fall camp and getting ready for the season, I thought the upgrade at quarterback. You feel like the offensive line is going to be better. You've got people coming back from, that you didn't have a year ago, guys that were redshirted. You've got an outstanding receiver, Rakeem Boyd, backed up behind Devwall Whaley. Devwall Whaley, before he got injured, was definitely trending upward as someone who could produce in this offense. And then you've got Ben Hicks and Nick Starkel, who we all said Hicks would start, Starkel would take over eventually. Like, all these things were trending in the right direction. 2 years of Chavis. Year 2 of Chavis, maybe they're better. You got Scuda, Sosa. You've got Dorian Gerald, who, again, another one of those guys at the end of the year started to come along. There's just too many things trending in the right direction. Curl, and I bought into it. The sad part is we're starting to understand now why we didn't have access, why the media wasn't given – I shouldn't say we, I'm not a member of the media, but why the members of the media weren't given full access, right? Like, we see it now. That's what it is. By the way, SMU, unbeaten, ranked, and they're killing it. I don't know. I'm going to turn my fan on. It's getting hot in here. I don't know what it is about this room. I think it's hot in here. Let's see. Hey, Ty, do you think we would do better if we kept the coach and replaced the coordinators? Do you think we would do better if we were? I don't know. That's another one of those. That's another $1 million question that you can add to the list of $1 million questions for this program. There's so many of them. I don't know. I guess it depends on who you get. If you see what LSU's done offensively. Now they're better with a coordinator change, but it's LSU, right? Like, you look at Alabama, they change out coordinators every year. Sarkisian, and they go back and forth. Like, look where they are now. It's Bama. It's not fair to compare Arkansas to Bama and LSU, but you have seen where they've actually made their offenses are better since they've made coordinator changes over the years. And since Nick Saban started to understand the RPO and started to really introduce more mobile quarterbacks and all that, like, you can make changes. I mean, what was Saban known for coming out of Michigan State, going to LSU, coming out of LSU, going to Alabama? He was known for power eye football. How often when Bielema got hired on, you're trying to out Alabama. Well, what was Bielema known for at Wisconsin? Running out of the eye, running 40 times a game. Look how much that's changed, and they've done that with coordinator change. They were actually willing to make changes with their offense. That's the question. Will Chad open up to that? Maybe he leaves behind this style of offense. Maybe you bring in someone who can run air raid. You've got so much talent and depth at wideout. Why not run a hurry up, a no huddle air raid offense and just throw the ball all over the field? Look how much that has helped around, smaller programs that have struggled. They introduce some sort of RPO format. They go from boring, boring I formation football. Then they go to the spread, and all of a sudden they're starting to catch up to these teams that are ahead of them as far as talent. They're able to make up for it because first off, the environment of college football has changed so much in the last 10 years. It's kind of allowed you to make these kinds of changes, and it's allowed for a more competitive game with coordinator changes. It's happened elsewhere. The question is, why can't it happen here? And it comes back to the level of competency you have or you don't have at the head coaching position. A lot of people are saying if he hasn't fired anybody by now, is he going to? If he hasn't fired Craddock, maybe he's got some sort of connection with Craddock, which we know he does. Maybe that's why he's unwilling to walk away from Craddock. You know what? Demote him then. Demote him to, I don't know, water boy. I don't know, the towel collector. Demote him if he wants to stick around. Tell him you could stay, but I'm going to demote you to something else. You're going to be like, I don't know, you're just going to blow the whistle when I tell you to. You're going to be that guy. Or when I want to challenge a play, you're going to throw the challenge flag out. I don't know. You got to be willing to make a change, and that includes defense. But Chavis, this isn't all on Chavis. I do think they have actually improved to some degree on defense. Games like San Jose State, I don't understand how you let that happen. And that is a fireable offense if you want my opinion. You look at how easily Colorado State was able to get things done. Again, you go back to Auburn. But then there are also good examples off and on, the ability to actually force a fumble and recover it, and then score with it. The takeaways. For a little while there, Arkansas was ranked top 3 in the country in total takeaways. I think they were number 1 in the country for like the first 4 weeks in defensive touchdowns. So you have seen steps taken in the right direction, but they're still it's not even. I would argue that they're still worse or as bad as when Willie Robson was the defense coordinator under Petrino. I see no difference here. Only you're paying this guy a hell of a lot more money. I don't know. Can Hog fans enter the transfer portal? ? Blake, what's up, Blake? Blake, I've seen you on Discord too, my man. Thank you for showing up. Let's see here. Let's scroll on up. Scrolling on up. See, right, Jeremy? I have no idea how Ty keeps us all engaged for an hour, but hats off to him for it. Yeah, it's not easy when you're losing. I think it's interesting. I don't know if you guys listen to Phil Elson and Ty on they have their halftime show, and I sometimes I get a chance to listen to it, but they're talking about how hard it is to. I look at those guys. I have no idea what that's like. How do you carry on a 2, 3? I don't know that anyone goes beyond 3. Morning Rush is 6 to 9, and then Ruskin and Zach are 3 to 6. I think on average they're 3-hour time slots. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how those guys do it. Josh Bernaccini, how do you do that? Not to mention, you guys got to realize they have like pregame scripts that they go, or like what they're going to talk about throughout the course of the day. So they got to get there. I've heard them talk about on the Morning Rush getting there like at 4 a.m. How do you do that day in and day out? This actually is a hell of a lot easier, I think, than what those guys got to do. I give them all the credit in the world. They get paid for it. I don't. That's the advantage. I don't know how much they get paid. I know Morning Rush has a hell of a lot of sponsors. But I give them credit. The people, rag on radio stations or sports talk stations for being uninteresting. Guys, there's nothing to talk about. It's broken record week in and week out. It's Arkansas sucks. Arkansas sucks. There's a loss. There's a loss. It hurts growth. I'm not going to. I've seen growth here because of you guys, because you guys are willing to share the content, because you guys get the word out. It's fabulous. You guys make this work, but it's really hard to grow in Arkansas as bad as they are. Guess what? My first year of doing this was Brett Bielema's last year. Before that, I was doing a gaming podcast with a friend of mine, Big Fry. He comes in here from time to time. Really good dude, hardest working content creator, and the guy does awesome work. I highly recommend you go check him out if you're into PC gaming at all. But it is hard. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Giving me the thumbs up. I appreciate it. 4 wins this year would be an acceptable outcome this year for the Hogs. Then 6 in 2020. Rick, I don't know how you get to 6 next year, buddy. Point to that 2020 schedule and tell me where you see 6 wins. Because I think right now 4 is going to be the ceiling next year. And that may be no matter who the coach is a year from now. And that's why some people are making the argument, if you're going to give him next year, then you might as well give him the 4th year. That's a hell of an argument to make, isn't it? Because next year ain't nobody winning with that schedule. You got a lot of games at home. You have the opportunities at home, but the quality of opponents is still really high. I just don't see 6 wins next year. That's a ways out. A lot can change between now and then. Let's see. Saban got pissed the other day when the writers asked if Talia was. Yeah, we played that video at the start. Azazian. Close enough, says Titarian. Is it not Titarian? Titeran. It's got to be Titarian. Titarian Collins. I butcher names here, my man. That's what I do. It's probably the one thing I do the most. What's up, man? Hope you had an amazing week. You know what? It was crazy, a little hectic, but it was good, BB. I hope your week was great too. Thank you. Dr. Pep says hashtag we close. Let the record show. I did not predict bowl eligibility, says Kelly Marie. Is it now? I say Kelly Marie because I'm assuming Kel is short for Kelly. You've been through here enough where if I've been butchering it, you can correct me. I was at 6-6 for the year. Haha. Yeah, I was too. I was wrong. It's embarrassing. I said 5 wins. David McDaniel says. Charlie Wilson says, all I'm saying is if Chad Morris made SMU how they are right now, all of his recruits, he could definitely make Arkansas. So, Charlie, if you go back and look at the roster, and I haven't actually picked it apart yet, but the word on the street is like 20% of that team, the guys that start are not his. That they're supposedly doing this with JUCO and with transfers. So I don't know that is the case. And even if it is, why does the success not happen until after he leaves? That's what I can't figure out. Jeremy Vincent, what's up, Jeremy? Hope you're doing well. Is Chad Morris eligible for the transfer portal? We could only hope. We are 1-2 against the well, right. You are against the MAC or oh my God, Mountain West. I can't believe I had brain for it. Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, no Power 5 wins. I don't know how you get there. I don't know. 6 wins next year. I just don't see it. $1 million question. By year 3, you think we will be back in a bowl? No, I don't. I do not look like if you put a gun to my head. Whoop! I'm sorry, YouTube. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say gun. Please forgive me, YouTube lords, YouTube overlords. If you put a squirt gun to my head full of cat pee and asked me to make a prediction right now, I would say you're going to be lucky to go 4-8. That's what the outlook looks like. That's the trend right now, right? The trend for the rest of the year is 2-10, 3-9. That's your trend, unless something dramatically changes. Let's vote him off the island. Yeah, he's got to go. He's got to go, says a lot of the fans. I'm right there with you. Hicks left SMU because there's no way he was going to start. SMU's quarterback is way better. And Titarian. But I said that. Titarian, right? You good, homie. All right, thanks. Titarian. Is that like that sounds like I know it's not Game of Thrones because that's Tyrion Lannister. I watched highlights of us play Alabama, and we did good. What happened to us? Yeah, last year was interesting, but then you look back at the A&M game last year too. That unfolded almost the exact same way. I mean, it's remarkable. Maybe that happens. Maybe there's something about what Arkansas does, how inconsistent they are. Maybe Alabama's like, I don't know what we're preparing for. I don't know what this is. I don't know what to prepare for because these guys don't even know what their identity is on offense. I don't know. Do you still think Ty Story will beat us by 20? I don't know about by 20 points, but I have a hard time seeing Arkansas beating Western Kentucky right now. If so, do we go ahead and make changes then? Well, the question is, if you lose, does Hunter Yurachek make changes at that point, right? See, now he's correcting me. Titarian? Or is it Titer? We'll move on. I'll just call you Collins, even though I've got like 2 other Collins who come through. There are 8 starters on that team that are Chad Morris's. 8 out of 22, according to Mike Lane. So there's a prediction. Raymond Martyr says Alabama 63, Arkansas 6. Yeah, that's probably about right. I have, because they've got a backup quarterback, and not like that matters, but because they have a backup quarterback and it's not Tua, maybe you spot them 7 less points. I don't know. I predicted 4-8. No conference wins, but I did not predict a loss to San Jose State. I don't think anybody did. You said gun. Glad I caught the live stream. Won't be up tomorrow. You're absolutely right. I said squirt gun full of cat pee. Now PETA just flagged my channel. Are you guys going to fire your coach? Says Noah. Noah, it sure looks that way. It doesn't look very good for him. I don't think we beat Western Kentucky. My question is, do you think we will even be predicted to win? As of what, Thursday or Wednesday, I think the Football Power Index does have Arkansas beating Western Kentucky as of right now. Not that thing is always right, obviously. I think we know that better than most, but if I think the majority of the local media will have Arkansas winning that game. Of course, it's going to depend on where Western Kentucky sits at that point in time. I got a hair in my eye. It burns. Arkansas 21, Alabama 20. They have a backup. We might sneak up on them. Greg, you are the only person today that I've seen on my social media feed or in the comment section to pick Arkansas to win this. Not going to happen. If I'm wrong, Greg, I don't know. I guess I'll give you 2 really big thumbs up. I don't know, but I just don't see it happening, my man. I just don't. Arkansas's, Alabama 73, Arkansas 2 first downs. Dr. Pep, the jester. Greg Curl is correct. I don't know what Greg Curl said. What did Greg Curl say today on Twitter? Did you know that Arkansas stopped paying Burt in May? We can afford to fire Morris. So yeah, that was something that came out. We talked about that too on the podcast a little bit. It sounds like Arkansas is trying to avoid paying Brett Bielema based on the fact that Brett went to New England and he was technically a volunteer. I don't really understand to what capacity he was working with the Patriots. But Arkansas, I thought it was December of last year when they stopped paying him, but I could be wrong. Maybe it was. I have no idea. But they haven't paid him. Supposedly Brett Bielema's going to lawyer up, and the Patriots are standing behind him, which my guess is that'll end in, some unspoken settlement. And it'll cost Arkansas some money. Although, I don't know, can that be? I think they have to disclose that, right? Because the university's a public. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. I'm not a mitigator. I have no idea. Alabama 42, Arkansas 3. Their defense will play outstanding. LSU dad today said that he said Alabama's trash. I don't know. I mean, that guy watches a ton of football. And I'm going to be real with you. He's been right several times on some big things throughout the years. He says they're trash. I have not watched enough Alabama to tell you that they're that. I don't think they're trash. I definitely don't think they're trash. But he believes Arkansas has a shot at this game. I don't. 55-0 Arkansas in women's soccer. Ladies are killing it. And don't get recognized enough. You're absolutely right, Arkansas Wolf. They're doing a really good job. I think I don't know what their record is. There goes their recognition. I'm sorry. But they are doing really well. Congrats to them. All right, switch over to basketball really fast. So, like I said, I think Arkansas is on commitment watch for at least one prospect before the season starts. So that leaves them between now and November 5th. That's right, Rice. November 5th, 7 p.m. at Bud Walton. I don't know anything about Rice, to be honest with you. I really don't. I'm going to next week. We're going to start breaking down. I got a little bit ahead of myself last week when I said this week we would be. It's going to be next week. We're going to start breaking down basketball a lot more. KK, I believe, has been crystal balled to Arkansas. I think it's 2 or 3. Pull that up here too for you. But I think it's fascinating that, and you've got Devontae Davis committed, the 6'4", 175-pound guard. I think it's fascinating that a lot of things have changed. I'm going to tell you, too, I think in terms of recruiting for basketball, you got Moses Moody out there. I don't have him. I don't believe he's going to be one of the players that commit before the season, but There's also there's people saying that this may be a package deal where they all commit within the same couple of days, like we've seen before with the football program. So you may see a commitment during the season, and then followed by another commitment. I would argue that from here on out, they're on commitment watch. But we know how that can work out, too, because we had Bryson Easton on commitment watch for like 3 weeks, and we saw how that ended. So anything could change. You got to remember, these are 17, 18-year-old kids. But it's looking really good, I think, for KK, another guard. A little, he's 6 foot, 175 pounds, but the guy is spectacular. You still got Jalen Williams out there. I don't know if he's set a timetable yet. I don't believe he has. But they truly, like 24/7 Sports has him as a Power 5 starter, projected as a Power 5 starter. According to them, they say he's got a good frame and adequate length for a post player. Does have potential inside-outside threat, or he's a threat inside and outside. Is a determined rebounder, tough on the offensive and defensive boards, runs the floor well, and is an active rebounder. Good in-ball screen scenarios on both ends of the court. Still very much developing as an offensive player. I've also kind of heard similar things. They have him between I think I saw somewhere they had him listed like 6'8.5" to 6'10", but I think he's officially at 6'9.5", somewhere in there, about 230 pounds. But Arkansas, I think right now, is leading in that department. We know that he was the TCU was all over this guy. They offered him back in 2018. Oklahoma State was all over this guy. I mean, this is a must-get, not just because of size, but because of his athleticism. I'm not going to go in comparing him. I've had people ask me to compare him. I'm not going to tell you he's a Portis or a Gafford, but he's someone who will help you out inside and probably right out the gate will come in and get some immediate playing time, but he's a part of that 2020 class out of Fort Smith. So big-time kid, top 11 center according to 24/7 Sports, the number one player in the state of Arkansas. He's ranked number 69 on the 24/7 composite score. 24/7 Sports has him as a top 75. So he's somewhere in the top 100 according to these guys. He's a must-get. I think that's pretty obvious. They got to get some size. That is the thing that worries me the most. Your tallest player on this roster won't be eligible. Doesn't look like Connor Vanover unless the NCAA, if they make Connor eligible, I've said this before, it changes a lot of things. I'm not saying he's a difference maker on the court, but he changes the dynamics of what you're doing on the court. You can play around a little bit more with what you have. And obviously it's depth. It'll kind of help you out with the bench and everything, but much needed size if they can get Connor Vanover. But the guy also could stretch the court. He could shoot. The guy's a shooter. I was impressed. I really was. I think he scored their first 9 points. Now I missed when I was at Barnhill for that red-white scrimmage. I missed the first 7 minutes or so, or 6 or 7 minutes. But I think I'd seen where he'd scored the first set of points for Arkansas. I mean, he's a problem. And then he's tall enough, lengthy enough, obviously, being 7'3", 230 pounds. But he'll rebound. He'll do some things for you. He makes opposing teams alter what they have to do and how you defend Arkansas on the other side of the court. So yeah, but there's a lot of good news with basketball. We're just waiting for the season to get started. You can't take anything away from exhibition games really. But I'm glad they do them. I kind of wish college football would adopt this in some capacity. Maybe play shortened quarters instead of 15 minutes. Maybe play 6 or 7 minute quarters or something. But again, you start the season against Rice November 5th, and then North Texas November 12th, and Montana, and then so on and so forth. Your first real big test of the season. Again, I don't know much about Rice or North Texas, but it looks like on paper your first big test is going to be November 25th. At Georgia Tech. So that's the basketball stuff. Yeah, that's big time. That's you gotta like that. You gotta like what's going on with basketball. It's trending in all the right directions. I'll take LSU for the win. I think LSU would beat them even with Tua. So they're not going to have a healthy Tua. I don't know that he's going to be eligible by the time Alabama plays, or not eligible. I don't know if he's going to be healthy, I should say, by the time he plays, or by the time Bama matches up against LSU. It's going to be a good game regardless, but I think Bama's – I might take LSU. I've been more impressed with what I've seen out of LSU than I have anybody. Burrow is the second leading quarterback in college football in total yardage. Or in passing yards. Sorry, not total, but passing yards. It's pretty special. Get caught up on chat really quick. You can file for, you can file for an information request and get the info on the settlement. Someone will file once it's settled. Okay, all right. I got a lawyer in Noah. Look at you go. Asa, real talk. If Tua doesn't make it back for LSU, how much LSU going to win by? And I hate it when this type of thing happens, when the other team's starting quarterback, who is a All-American Heisman contender, isn't in the game. It doesn't really tell you how good or bad LSU really is. I think with Tua, it changes everything. I think anyone who says Tua not playing, it doesn't change. Yeah, it does. I mean, that's like, I don't know. That's no bueno. You got to have your starter out there. You got to have your guy. You got to have your leader. Gotta love LSU Dad. Yeah, I like LSU Dad. He goes on these rants, these political rants on Twitter, and I'm like, all right. Not that, hey, you do whatever you want, but sometimes you have to kind of just keep scrolling. At least we have soccer. Anthony White says, yeah, again, the soccer team's doing great. Let's see. He'll settle out of court. 55 in soccer, question marks. Ty, I got here lately. Let's see. Ty, I got here lately. Who starts tomorrow, in your opinion, Hicks or Starkel? Well, Chad Morris said the wheels didn't fall off, as if, the other team scoring 1,000 points isn't the wheels falling off. But I've said it before. They're very reluctant to put Starkel back in. I don't know. I'm going to say Hicks just because of that. I don't know. I was saying even if Tua was never injured, LSU wins. Yeah, I don't know about it. I'm not willing to go that far. Tua is a difference maker. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But LSU is so good. Burrow is just special. He really is. Be careful what you wish for, Alabama. You got rid of your best quarterback. You got rid of the best quarterback on your team in Jalen Hurts. I guess the grass really isn't greener. Well, that's a tough call. The offenses are different, what Oklahoma does and what Alabama does. And it's also the Big 12. The Big 12 does not play defense. Not like the SEC still sort of does. Nobody plays defense anymore. That's a tough call. Jalen has looked really good at Oklahoma, but Tua is a special player. I mean, he's really good. Now they need a backup, and he's over at Oklahoma. I get that completely. Soccer, hockey, softball, baseball, gymnastics, women's basketball. We were top 25 in everything but the majors. Yeah, the basketball team I think will get. I think the basketball team is capable of doing something surprising. I'm not saying that, they're not going to go to the Sweet 16, but I think they're capable of doing something surprising, like maybe making the tournament. I've got them as of right now between 15 and probably 19 wins, but who knows? Don't forget golf. Yeah, I think the golf team is pretty good again this year. Let's see. Do you think we will go far if we stay healthy in basketball? Yeah, again, it's the size. It just bothers me. They're not the smallest team in the SEC, but they're one of them. You're transitioning to a new philosophy in basketball, although it's still pretty aggressive. And the talent, it's middle of the road. Isaiah Joe's a special shooter. I still want to see what Scylla can do. Again, Vanover. If Vanover is eligible, that would change my opinion to some degree. You've got Desi Sills. A lot of people are big on. Reggie Chaney. I mean, they have options that if these guys mesh well together on the court, if the product on the court is coachable, keeps their heads on straight, shoot well at the free throw line, for the love of God. Find ways to help Isaiah Joe out, get someone to take some pressure off Joe, find a way to crash the inside, find a way to be aggressive inside the paint, crash the boards, get rebounds. If they could find a way to work together, and then you've got someone off the bench that you can rely on to help you out, as far as, again, keeping the pressure off Joe. They don't have another Isaiah Joe, but they've got some guys that are capable of doing something special. Again, if they can all work together, if they adapt, again, if they're coachable, if they buy in 100% into what Musselman's doing and what he's saying and the way he's coaching, they're capable. But the SEC, it's not the old SEC. It's not the first 5 years of Mike Anderson SEC basketball. It's, you know what I mean? Like, the conference then was not what it is now. The last 3 years, the SEC basketball has gotten so much better. And it's because of the quality of head coaches that are being hired around the league or around the conference. And so you're seeing now a better product on the court. So it's not basketball. It's definitely not SEC baseball, but it's better. And they're no longer at the bottom of the Power Five. If you've got that Power Five pyramid, you've got to consider the SEC up near the top, and that's the difference. If this were 2009, 2010, 2011 SEC basketball, I would say, okay, yeah, I think we'll see. There's a shot there for but I don't know. I like Eric Musselman. Great hire. He's got everyone bought in. I mean, hell, he's got Ruskin bought in. You got Ruskin bought in. That's saying a lot. I mean, Ruskin is the most skeptical, negative, get off my lawn radio host you'll ever hear in your life. If you've ever listened to him back when he was on the Morning Rush with Tommy Kraft, he is just get off my lawn, cranky, probably only ever listens to AM radio. That's what's and I respect his opinion. I like Ruskin a lot. I like him and Zach Arns. I think they've got a solid show. It's hard to fill in the Bo Mattingly time slot. I think they've done a pretty good job. I love the fact that you can text them as they've got their show. That's awesome. I don't know about you guys, but I think that's pretty cool. I've thought about implementing something similar here, only not texting, but actually having you guys bringing you on through Discord. That was actually something I was going to discuss here in a minute, so we'll get to that in a second. So I guess, what are we at time-wise? Where are we? I got to hop off here. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm way, way over. What'd I say? 30 to 45 minutes, and we're sitting at 53 minutes. What did I say? Let me read comments, and then we'll, let's see. Yeah, I know, Asa, 30 to 45 minutes. I know. Oh, man. Just get me going. You get me going. Do you think the Hogs let's see. Do you think the Hogs win it all? Okay, I see what you're saying. I'm sorry. This cuts off on my screen. Weird. Wins it all in baseball by the time Dave Van Horn is retired. God, that guy deserves it. Is there anybody who deserves it more than Dave Van Horn for what he has done with the baseball program? Not that it was in bad shape when he took it over, but Dave Van Horn is the man. That guy has just... He has taken Arkansas baseball to new heights. It's incredible. He deserves his own freaking statue in my opinion, alongside Nolan Richardson. I don't know. If they're going to do it, this has got to be one of the best years with Kerstad, Martin, with who you have, like the infield, like everything about this team looks pretty damn good. Connor Nolan looks promising. It looks promising. We'll see how he develops throughout the offseason. But I sure hope so. Just one. Just get him one. Obviously, the Hog fans deserve it. You guys deserve it. We all deserve a something like that. That'd be great. If you put that squirt gun to my head again full of cat pee, mix in a little dog pee in there, and you say, hey, pick. Do they make the College World Series this year? Yeah, I think they do. I would pick them as a favorite. Sure, yeah. Let's see. A couple more comments. Asa, y'all donate to this man working hard for us. Oh, thank you, Asa. You're the man. Again, I do appreciate all my Discord peeps showing up. Really do appreciate it. Let's see. I think Tua was taken out on purpose just for Arkansas. I don't know. It's that same injury he had a year ago, right? The high ankle sprain. If it's a high ankle sprain, no, I think they took him out because he had. All I know is he had the sprain, and I know that's pretty serious. Did Vanover get a waiver? No. We were just talking about that a minute ago, David. David, he did not so far, but it hasn't been denied. Greg, what's up, Greg? Hope you're doing well, my man. Alabama 48, Arkansas 10. That's a good prediction. I like that. That's really close, actually, where I'm at. Let's see. Mandingo Jr. Okay, no more. Just call me Mandingo from now on. Okay, so you changed your name. All right, Mandingo. Kyle D, I'm ready for Arkansas baseball to see Connor Nolan since he is full-time. Connor, I'm telling you guys, this is where everyone – we called this. We called it. Some of you would come through those videos and ask me about Connor Nolan. Is he going to develop into a good quarterback? What's his future looking like for the football program? I said, it ain't going to be with the football program. He's going to go full-time baseball. Just wait. And that's exactly what happened. He's on track. I'm not going to sit here. I don't believe in pumping players up beyond something that they can't live up to. But I think he has potential to be something special. He has potential to be something really special. Let's see. 58 people in the chat. And only 21 likes. Yeah, I know. Hey, if you guys would like, comment, share. So that's gonna be it. Now, really quick, last thing I'm gonna go on. Don't forget to check out the Pig Trail podcast. It's on Spotify, iTunes pending. It must be China. I blame China. I'm thinking about bringing you guys on who are in Discord. There's a section where you can actually voice chat, and I'm thinking about bringing one of you guys on, maybe two of you. We might have like a donate $5, come in and get 2 or 3 minutes with Ty, and we sit here and we talk while we're live streaming. Maybe we do something like that, or if you guys want to record it instead of going, maybe you're nervous, you don't want to be live. But I'm thinking about doing something like that. I'm experimenting. I'm trying to think of ways to get people to join the Patreon and to donate and do stuff like that. So I thought you guys would like that. Thought you'd appreciate that. So if we do that, I'm going to, for those of you who are in Discord, I'll give you a heads up there and try to keep you guys up to date on social media. So, okay, that's going to do it. We're done. I got to get to this thing at the Arvest Ballpark. How do I follow you on Facebook? I don't have a Facebook page yet. Now, I have my own personal page, but I don't have a Facebook page yet for the Pig Trail podcast. But that is on the way. I'm working on new logos. I'm working on all that. I'm going to completely redo everything. I'm going to the banner to the YouTube page, the little avatar picture, all that stuff. I'm in the process of getting all that changed over. So you're going to see some changes on the channel and everything. Discord. Oh yeah. Gosh, I got to share Discord. Hang on. Let me pull it up. I got to go. I know my wife's probably on the other side of the door waiting on me. Surprised she hasn't knocked on the door yet. Let's see. Or maybe she's already mad. She's probably pissed. She's probably mad at me. There you go. There it is. There's the Discord. So join again if we do the live chat. Maybe I bring in 1 or 2 of you. Right now I have it set currently for 2 people in there at a time, so it'd be myself and somebody else. We sit down and we have a I know. I'm trying. I'm finishing it up. I promise. Oh, I'm going to catch some heat on the way to the Arvest Ballpark. All right, you guys have a good night. I will see you probably on Monday. Again, if I decide to do something, if I might go live on Periscope on Twitter, try to give you a reaction or something. I don't know. I'll keep you guys posted. Again, thank you guys so much. Remember to like, comment, share the content. Tap the subscribe button if you haven't already, and check out all the links down below. There's a Patreon page link. The Hog Talk podcast is down below, and there's also a one-time donation PayPal link provided for you as well. You guys have a good rest of your night. Enjoy the game tomorrow. Try not to get too mad. Don't go tweeting at players and families, please. You guys be adults, responsible adults. And I'll see you guys on Monday. All right? Woo pig.